Geography is a perfect example of multidisciplinary science that integrates knowledge from the science around it, given that in order to study and explain its objects to study, the geographical facts and phenomena, it needs the help from other science. Economy studies the movement and transport of goods, people and services. In fact, geography is also related to urbanism, which has to do with the design of spaces in the cities. Geography is also concerned to architecture on the basis of for tourism. Some branches of the geography are physical geography, with the study of natural phenomena that is those not involved with human activities, just hurricanes, earthquakes, tsunamis, storms, tornadoes. It supports other science, such as orography, which is the study of the land reliefs, for example the mountains, and their structure. Hydrology is that science which deals with the surface, continental water and groundwater, like Pacific Ocean and related. Glaciology, that is the science that works on a study the glacier on Earth. Pronunciación. Cuando edites, pues quitas esto, ¿no? Ok, perdón. Okay. Yeah. Human geography studies societies and how their copy of territory affects their environment. Perdón. Hasta aquí tendrás que cortarte. Okay. Human geography is the study of societies and how their copy the occupation. No, lo estoy diciendo mal. Perdón. Bueno, ahí se va a acabar el video ya porque WhatsApp es gay. Human geography studies societies and how their occupation of territory affects them and the environment. It's based on other sciences, such as anthropology, that studies the biological and social evolution of the human being, anthropology, which examines the cultural characteristics of the society, including and ethnography, which examines the cultural characteristics of society, including its distribution. Biological geography, its fields of study the flora and fauna distribution and their relationship with the environment in which they are present. That is why the surface or cactus, aka cactus, prevails in the desert and not in the jungle. It is related to other sciences, such as botany, which studies the plants, their distribution and relation with the environment, and zoology, which works field in the distribution of animals and their relationship with other animals or their habit. The geographical phenomena are temporary processes occurring on Earth's surface, including cyclones, rains, volcanoes, earthquakes, wildfires, street demolition, or related.
Geographical facts are the permanent elements on the Earth crust, such as seas, rivers, forests, mountains, cities, and the climate. They happen on the terrestrial surface and cause what is called landscape. And there are two different kinds of landscape that can be distinguished. The natural landscape that has never been touched or modified by the humans, and the cultural landscape, the one that has been already modified by humans. The natural landscape is formed by the following elements: soil, that is formed by minerals and organic particles produced by wind and water erosions. The water, then it's the vital liquid for every organism on Earth, and the main portion of water on Earth is liquid and salty, and it is found in the oceans. The climate is the main state on the atmosphere. Is given it air zones, it will determine how flora and fauna can be developed and that specific location, as well as human activities can be carried out of place. The flora, the plant population in a localization, and the nearby those factors. Consequently, different kind of plants are growing in different ecosystems. For example, the lianas that need big amounts of water and shadow grow in jungle and not in deserts. And the fauna and the animal population that divides in certain place and is determined also by airline discussive elements. The components of the natural, the cultural landscape is the population that is has to do with human population, which is not distributed uniformly, which are influenced by water ability, the kindness of climate existing on the natural recourse. Then is that is why the concept of demography is densely and analyzed, which the ratio between population and surface. It indicates how population is distributed in given the productions. The objective is to transform those research given by the nature in satisfactions for all of us. Then are the communications. Since the adaptation of the human groups to landscape communications become necessary to exchange goods and products, modifying the way of the natural landscape. Uh, to be able to study the earth and its relation with the organisms that inhabit it, grow geography use methodology principles. Then comes the location. Then all the geography elements occur in a determined location. So this principle help us to locate where they happen. Answer two following questions: where is it located? And to locate them, you can use geographical coordinates in the maps. And you can achieve this by using latitude. Then it's an angular method from 0 to 90 and localize the exact place from the equator. And longitude is an angular method from 0 to 1080. Then locates any point starting from the which meridian. And the latitude, then it's the height from the main sea level and point of Earth's surface.
Studies the relationship between living organisms and their environment. Aristotle was the first to define that the Earth was round and it wasn't the center of the universe. Ernst Haeckel was the first to define ecology as the science that studies the relationship between living organisms and their environment. Human ecology is divided into two branches, ethnicological and urban. Ethnicological are basically human communities, and urban human ecology are communities living in science. Eugene P. Adam is considered as the father of ecology because he discovered homeostatic mechanisms. And the homeostatic mechanisms are mechanisms that allow to stay in balance and the impact of human activities in them. Our ecology is the interactions between the environment and the organisms. In ecology are the relationship between communities and their environments. Population ecology are the relationship between populations and other populations. Ecosystem ecology are mass and energy flows between organisms and environments. Is a global system consisting of natural and artificial elements of physical, biological, and chemical nature. The biotic factors are the living organisms in an ecosystem that affect the relationship with another organisms. Living organisms can be divided into three. Autotrophs, they produce their own food. Heterotrophs, they consume producers. And decomposers, they destroy other organisms that were alive and return their elements to the soil. The abiotic factors are physical and chemical conditions in an environment. The carbon dioxide is the basis of photosynthesis, and the soil is the main source of raw materials, and it is also affected by temperature, rainfall, climate, and action of living organisms.
About the topics of the song, the first one was about geography, how it was invented, and it was because of a need.
Another important thing about geography is that it is divided in 5 main branches. physical geography, human geography, population geography, political geography, and economic geography. All of these branches help geography to study all of its objects of study, which is a lot.
Talks about maps because geography is a really big study, and one of its main principal studies is the Earth itself. So we need maps to know Earth. That's why we needed to make maps, and in the late year 2019 we have really good maps.
Ecology is the science that studies the relationship between living organisms and their environment. That's the most basic concept that you should learn about what we just made. Also, some other important concepts about ecology is synecology, autoecology, ecosystem ecology, and population ecology. Those are the 5 main concepts you must learn if you want to study ecology, I guess. So, synecology is the study between communities and their environment. Population ecology is the study of the relationship between populations, as the name says. Ecosystem ecology is mass and energy flows that travel between the environment and the organism. And autoecology is the study of the interaction between the environment and the organism.